Tickets for the green industry's largest trade show and event, Equip Expo 2023, are now on sale. Brian has arranged a way to help you save 50% on registration for you and your entire team. Simply use promo code Brian at checkout to save half off, and we'll see you this October, the 17th through the 20th in Louisville, Kentucky. We'll also provide you a special link in the show description.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, guys, super excited about introducing you to a friend of mine that I've known for quite a few years now. I have to kind of quantify that to see how long it's been, but long story short, we got Paul Lacinski joining us here from Bitchin Lawns. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Brian. How are you today?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. You ready to get out there and start mowing some grass, or where we at, man?
Oh, man, I cannot wait. I've got some new things coming down the pipe. I'm hopeful. I've got a meeting with a large landscape company here, hopefully this week before we leave for Florida for spring break. Might be adding on quite a few clients. I did not renew a large contract I had, so now he's looking at downsizing, so I might be able to collaborate with him and take on some more clients. Can't even speak right now. Some more clients.
Dude, that's the way to do it, man. If other people are downsizing and they're trying to offload or partner up, like, hey, look, if the economy, quote unquote, is going into recession, I'm telling people, look, like, you got to be flexible, and there's a lot of us that are going to be doing some things in business that we haven't done before or not in a while, and so all money on the table is as long as it pays and it's a good price. It's I was just having the same conversation with my friend Mike Bedell. Everything's on the table, so, but cherry picking is kind of the name of the game too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, there's another guy, he's actually getting out of the business. And he's got about another 4 or 5 that he wants to offload with me as well. So I'm like, hey, this works out great.
Keep them coming, man. Keep them coming. Well,
right.
Well, let's do this really quick, man. We have a short and sweet episode today. I actually got to do a family dinner, so I didn't want to miss you because, like you said, you're headed out of town for a little while, and we've been trying to lock this down for about a week or two. So, long story short, man, get these guys up to speed. We call it like the quote unquote the highlight reel for some of our guest interviews, but let these folks know, like you said, your business, your name, where you're from, and what things kind of look like right now, and then we'll start breaking some things down.
Yeah, so I'm Paul Lacinski. I own and operate Bitchin Lawns. We're located here in Michigan Center, Michigan. Do work in the surrounding Dyke, Jackson, Ann Arbor area. This is going to be my second full season in business. I am a full-time firefighter paramedic, which I've done for, like 30 years. So, I'm no spring chicken, but lawn care has been a very good therapeutic thing for me. So the more I do, it's just the more I love this industry, and wish I would have got started a lot sooner.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so elephant in the room, where did you come up with the name of the business? Because people are like, did he say that? Did they say that right twice now? And it's like...
Yeah. So a funny story is, so as this was evolving and trying to start this and thinking about going and offering this as a service, my wife and I were just like, we want to come up with something unique that people would remember, but also kind of edgy a little bit, because I've always been one that kind of, would push the envelope a little bit, but, hopefully in a professional manner that people would see that. So we were just driving down the highway one day, and we were coming up with all sorts of stuff, like Paul's, lawn mowing. So that's just plain, and then we thought about Lacinski, and then, we talked about all these different things. I said, why couldn't we just do something, that's just bitchin'? And we looked at each other and it's like, that's it, Bitchin Lawns.
I love it, dude. I love it. That's awesome.
And what's funny is I was like, all right, well, I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to run with it. So I actually went in and applied for the state of Michigan for my LLC. And I thought for sure I was going to get shot down just because of the name. And lo and behold, they loved it. They They accepted it. I'm licensed with them. Even my insurance agent, he was like, man, I don't know if I can put that on your stuff. So I told him, and he goes, yes, now I've got that. And I wanted an email to go with it. So now I even own the domain of Bitchin Lawns. So it's all worked out great.
Dude, that's awesome.
And
what do customers think when they call up? It's like, do they say the name, or like, are you the Bee Lawn Care guy?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I find surprisingly more people love the name versus hate it.
Yeah.
They're like, that is awesome. And when we were at Equip Expo, I'm still trying to get out of the GIE stuff, but Equip Expo, I ran into Blake Albertson, and he was like, dude, that is like the best name I've ever heard. And it was awesome. And even at LAL, when I was talking to Postcard Mania lady, she was like, man, out of all the people that I see, I'm going to remember your name. So they remember it. It's just simple, easy. And it's like, yeah, I remember that.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. No, and then we talk about marketing and branding all the time. And sometimes the like in your face or something memorable that we say it all the time. Like, what are you going to remember? Like Lacinski lawn, like not bad, not awful, not by any means, but or what you have now. And I'm going to go, yeah, that's that one guy around town, and he's crazy. He's a character. Oh, and he's a firefighter. That's the kind of stuff that's impressionable and memorable in your your repertoire when you're, and of course, like when you're going down the list of lawn services, it's like, yeah, there's the professional outfits, but then you see something a little different, a little edgy. You might be willing to give that a try, so.
Yeah, I've had people tell me that, man, once you get a trailer with your name on it, say, I want to have your rig in front of my house just for all my neighbors to see.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, that's fine as long as you want to stick with me. It's just, I'm not going to drive around just to, as a joke. It's just going to take, time away from people that I could actually provide a good service to,
Yeah. Well, do this really quick. Give me the, I'd love to get the snapshot of where you're at right now. Cause you said you are a full-time, firefighter and, EMS, right? Or EMT?
Yeah. So I'm full-time firefighter paramedic. And I've done that ever since I was even way younger than I can remember. But, I'm going on my, 30th year in the fire service. Wow. And I think paramedic for like 27, 28 years. So, my body's kind of beat up on all that stuff. And I've seen so much stuff. It's struggle.
Sure.
So basically, like I told you, I've, really lawn care. What lawn care has done for me is it actually has saved my life and my marriage. I went through a lot of things as a child that I don't really even tell people about, just because it's so unimaginable that I wouldn't want anybody to go through what I went through.
Okay.
And so what that had done is it put me in a very, very dark place that I had struggled for many years about even committing suicide. Wow. And I just saw on the news the other day that, firefighters, EMS, all that. I mean, so I think it was EMS was 47% higher to die of suicide. This is just on the news like 2 days ago. That, by suicide. And then firefighters, they have a higher chance of suicide versus a line of duty death.
Wow.
And I just think, man, so this is a real thing. And back when I was, getting into this, I mean, that was a thing. You didn't talk about that. So you kept all that stuff bottled up. And so between the stuff I dealt with as a child, going into my adolescent years, and then getting introduced to fire and EMS, and out of the things that I have seen, it has just played a toll on me. And, I struggled with this for years and years and years. And then when my daughter, I had one turning point. Is my daughter and I, back when I want to say she was probably like 3 or 4, we were home and we were playing, trying to play hide and seek. Of course, great, not a problem, so I hid really, really well. And it was that thing of she couldn't find me. She was calling my name and I didn't answer. And the fear in her voice, screaming, crying, carrying on, even went out the front door screaming, looking for me. And I could hear all this. And it was an aha moment of like, you know what? As crappy as the stuff I went through, I cannot do this to this little girl. She does not deserve this. It is not good. So that helped to get me back a little bit back in check.
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
So then back, when we had all the COVID stuff going on, I went and I guess I should back up. I was tired of working 2 to 3 jobs all the time.
Okay.
And I wanted to and I told my wife, I was like, that's it. I'm going to go and I'm going to get my bachelor's degree. I'm going to get a job that I can actually just have one job and focus more on the family.
Sure.
So we did that. And then I realized that, well, to put me ahead of everybody else, I need to get a master's degree. So I went and got my MBA.
Oh, wow.
And so I got into that position where I had one job. And I was tired of, studying and working and all this stuff. And I ran into a guy. We did a formula that it worked out on. I was able to break down how much time I actually spent with my family. And I only was spending 2 hours a week with my family.
Wow.
Because of working the different jobs, sleeping, studying, all of that stuff. It only gave me 2 hours a week with them. And that was not fair.
Wow.
And people always say, you need to learn how to say no. And I learned the hard way that I was saying no just to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
So once I was able to achieve my goal, working one job, everything hit me like a ton of bricks. Everything that I had never been able to deal with as a child, everything that I have seen through EMS, fire and EMS. And I mean, I went to such a dark place that it was unimaginable.
Wow.
So I was actually, actively trying to harm myself, trying to figure out how to make it look like an accident because I didn't want people to think that, I did this because of them. It was because I honestly felt the world would be a better place without me in it.
Wow.
So we'll fast forward a little bit. My neighbor across the street, who unfortunately is no longer with us, young kid, great kid, grew up with my stepsons. And so he started a little lawn care / landscaping business, was doing phenomenal. But he was starting more into landscaping, and he had a little Cub Cadet zero turn. And I forget why our mower, I didn't get it out, didn't get it prepped. And my wife likes the little push mower lawns. So, sorry, I'm not push mowing.
Right.
So I just asked, I said, hey, you mind if I borrow your zero turn? And he said, yeah, not a problem. Go in. It was this old residential Cub Cadet, nothing fancy. I mean, even the sticks didn't even line up. So you had to drive it kind of funny to keep it straight. But as soon as I turned the blades on and made one pass, that was the most I have ever been at peace with myself. And that was the changing moment in my life. It's like, this is something that I can use for therapy. I can do something good for people and enjoy something in life again, because I was at rock bottom.
Wow. Holy cow.
Ballard Innovative Products is a full line of gear for the lawn and landscape professional, weekend warrior, or home and garden enthusiast. From mower gear, safety gear, trailer racks, equipment securement, equipment servicing tools, chute blockers, snow removal tools, and much more to make you efficient, effective, safe, and profitable in the field. Be sure to check out the Ballard-Inc.com website to help dominate and elevate your business this season. With over 23 years selling accessories and 30 years in the business, we're sure we've got something you can't live without. And new to 2023, we have the Hybrid Gold Blades. These are the most versatile, longest-lasting blades on the market. Check Ballard-Inc.com often, as there's new gear being added all the time. Don't forget to use Brian's 10 to save 10%. Stay safe and keep grinding. Ballard.
What I started doing is I started looking online, trying to find different things on how to do this. And this is how I come across Brian's Lawn Maintenance channel.
Dude,
and
that's awesome.
I mean, in all honesty, I know there's a lot of haters out there and all that stuff, but I tell you, out of all the stuff that I have seen, you have been the most real. And believe it or not, you have played more of a role in me coming out of this dark place. I mean, despite my family, they were there, they were my rock, and, you know, they will always be number one. But you really played a huge role in this with all of, not only all the content that you made on how to become successful, but all the little hidden things that people don't normally pick up on. And, you know, it made me feel like, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to fail, because at least you're trying.
Amen, dude.
You know?
Yeah.
And it really changed my life. And I wish that I had realized my issues a lot, you know, many, many years ago, because all of the stuff that I'm doing now is just so wonderful. And I get instant gratification. I feel like I can actually basically solve a problem for people and have fun doing it. And they love the service. And it's just, I just wish I had more time with it, because I'm going to be 51 this year. But yeah, I mean, I've got my daughter starting to help out a little bit on some of these jobs, and it's kind of turning into more of a family oriented, you know, business operation. And I don't have enough words to say how much this has impacted my life.
That is freaking crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you know, I really wanted to share this because I know for a fact I am not the only person out there that's been in dark places or has had issues. And you know what? If this guy can get turned around from it, man, if I can just provide some sort of inspiration for somebody else to help them get through their dark times, man, that's all I want to do. I just want to give back. I don't want anything in return. I just want to help.
Man, that's like, I don't even know what to say next almost, because I've been there with so many people, so many things, so many times. Like, not because I want to, I'll be honest with you. Like, that's never an easy conversation or a fun one. No. You know, it's like real talk. There's people listening in, and they're friends of mine, and we've all talked. I've had many like late night calls, late night conversations. I've had like, hey man, you got a quick second? And you're like, yeah, sure, dude. And then it's like, you know, just word vomit, and you're like, holy Jesus. Like, and then, you know, you go back into a conference or a room or a Quip Expo, and Liz like, hey, what's up? Everything good? I'm like, dude, I have to tell you a wild story. Like, and in confidence, you know, it's not like gossip. It's just like, yeah, but you know, we care, dude. Like, we legit care. And I don't want people hurting or, you know, battling, you know, demons out there that, where they feel hopeless. It's, you know, and I appreciate all the kind words, man. We always hope that, it's just a lifeline to get you to the next lifeline. You know, it's just like, hey, like that's what I just want this to be, like a quick hit of oxygen for you, you know, and if you can fill up or charge up on more things and better things, with things way better than me, you know, more grounded and rooted things as well, then like even better, you know? So that's a wild story, brother.
Oh, no, it goes a lot deeper than that. And I know, you know, we're kind of on a little bit of a timeline, but, you know, I mean, and I don't want to, you know, make this a woe is me kind of story either. I want it to be more positive than negative, you know.
But that's what this community is all about, though, man. I mean, and that's what these podcasts and YouTube videos are doing for people out there. I know there's a couple buddies of mine, they, you know, people you guys would know that they struggle with some crazy demons behind the scenes. And I'm like, bro, we got each other. We're a team. You don't quit on me. I won't quit on you. I've got crap that I deal with too. You know, there's always stuff. And it's like, you know, any this like this male bravado of like everybody's got it figured it out. Like I just don't subscribe to that. I think we're all, everybody's got flaws and everybody's damaged good. And the goal is not to stay that way. I one of my lines that I got from one of our churches that Liz and I go to is, they take anybody, right? It's no shame, but when you come in and you get healed, dude, it's no shame. Like no shame, no same. Like, look, we've all got stuff. Let's put a period there and let's restart the next chapter, you know? So
absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell you, you know, I have recently with this, I mean, I found a little bit more faith, and I've kind of taken a different approach to it as far as actually just opening up and trying different things. And I'll tell you what, man, it is unbelievable If you just take the time and just sit there and believe and ask for things on how things come. I mean, I've seen that, you know what? People come into your life for a season, and it's to help you get to the next level. They're not going the same place you're going.
Right.
So they're only there to help you get to that next level because they don't see the vision you do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you can, and then when a door closes, it is fine.
Yep.
It is fine because guess what? Just walk up the hall. There's more doors, and you know what? There's a better door to go through.
Mm-hmm.
It is all that. It's that simple. You know, just like when we were at LAL, you know, that biggest lie that anybody could say is it's just not that simple. Well, that speaks volumes. I mean, it is true because it is that simple.
You know, I appreciate that. And it is. And that's the thing. Like, but you have all these ghosts of fear, right? You know, Think and Grow Rich talks about the 7 ghosts, the fear of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, loss of liberty, old age, and death. That's the 7 ghosts of fear. And those ghosts can snipe anybody. And there's I believe there's many, many more out there. And that's real talk, man. And that's one of the things I wanted to try to dispel when we were doing our speech. I was like, you know, I hope people can relate to what I'm about to say. Because I told Liz, I'm like, this is so topical, but it's also so true. I'm like, I could talk to you guys about anything else. I don't know if you guys ever remember our talk from LAL that we did this last November. It was my favorite speech that I've ever been able to share with people. It was a banger to me. I'm like, let's talk about 5 things that have changed everything in Liz and I's life in the last 5 years. And I was like, it's so simple, but my concern, Paul, is that people didn't believe it or don't subscribe to it. I don't know if that makes any sense.
100%. Last year was my first year being able to attend LAL. And I mean, it worked out great that I've actually had 2 tickets. So, I mean, the one that I didn't use, I'm using for 23. I've already have it on my schedule.
That's
man.
right.
That is, and for anybody listening, I mean, I tell you what, that is a must go to event.
Thanks, man.
It is game changing. It is awesome. I went in open-minded, you know, and you know, the speakers that you get lined up, everything that you and Liz do, and you know, I know it takes a lot of work to do stuff behind the scenes, but I tell you what, man, it is by far one of the best events that I have ever been to. And trust me, I have been to a lot of different events. And that right there was probably my number 1 event that I have ever attended in my life.
Wow. That's awesome.
So,
I'm humbled. I'm humbled.
Thank you.
And
I really mean that. In your work, I really mean that. I mean so much.
I keep telling people it's the best kept secret. And like, you know, people are like, no, man, I got a leaf job I got to do. And I'm like, bro, I get it. But I'm like, dude, if you knew the talent we had on stage, like that, and what these guys are going to say, I'm like, what are you doing? And you know, I empathize. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, dude, I want to go make $700 too, not spend $500 at the event. Yeah. I get it.
I tell you, you know, even I'll even throw out another plug. Unfortunately, just in my position right now, I have been trying to talk with my wife because a lot of this stuff has affected me so much. I've been trying to get where we could go to Together in the Trades.
Oh, and,
yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I know, and my wife knows, especially, you know, being able to talk with Liz and Brittany Allman while we were at Equip Expo.
Yeah.
You know, we're in. It's just, unfortunately, with, you know, our daughter graduating and all these other things that we have to do. It's like, man, I can't.
I get it.
It's not a thing of I want to go make this extra money, because trust me, I'm not. I'm spending more money. You know, but we want to go, and I believe, you know, that LAL changed my life this much. I can just only imagine what Together in the Trades is going to do for our relationship. I mean, it is huge. And so, you know, that's on my list for hopefully next year. Yeah.
And if you don't make it, man, I always tell all my friends, like, dude, we're still friends. Life will go on. There'll be more, like you said, there's more events, more conferences, more everything.
Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
We try to tell people, man, don't take them for granted. You know, like if you can't make it because of a real obligation, dude, we get it. But if you if you can't make it because you're like, yeah, I just don't know, or I'm not feeling it, or I'm going to go do a leaf job and make $500, which 500 extra is better than not. Let's be honest, I get it. But if you're like, hey, bills are paid and we're in the bonus round after October, November, like, go take some time, catch your breath, like go invest in your team, go invest in your guys, go to Equip, go to LAL.
Yeah, I kind of think of that almost, I get 100% where you're coming from, but I almost look at it just a slight little bit different.
Sure.
I look at that as more of a professional development, and, it's a thing of, I could sacrifice missing out on, the 2 to 500 or whatever it is for one job.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That information that I do and the price that we pay to go to the event, whether it is, LAL or Together in the Trades, that right there, I have a better return on my investment because I have given somebody, not only myself, but anybody that I bring, I give them something that they will have a lifetime, that they can continuously use and have a larger return on their investment.
Amen. And you got to tag your it after that, because then you can help the next guy out, man. It's
absolutely, man. It's you just out of all the years of doing fire and stuff, and I'm not saying that all of the events and all the people are bad by any means, but there's a different motto of we don't share information, we don't try to pick people up probably the way we should. I mean, it's getting there with the younger generation starting to get into the service. I mean, some of the culture's changing. But
Sure. I
have found more support, believe it or not, with the green industry than I have in the fire service. And any of you guys that are in the fire service, I apologize if I offend you, but you know what? I'm just going to speak real.
Yeah. That's wild, man. That's wild. Okay. Well, hey, really quick. I hate to do this because we got to button it up because I'm on a lunch appointment. If I don't, I'm going to get the look and then the talk from the wifey. So
gotcha.
I got to do some preventative maintenance here on Together in the Trades. I don't want to get in trouble, right? But this is such a solid conversation. I want to keep it going. We'll do a 1-2 punch here. Let's get you back on in a couple of weeks. Let's talk business. Because
absolutely.
I'd love to hear how you're juggling both. By the way, if you haven't, reach out to Mike Garvey, because you he's law enforcement, but you're firefighter, so you can get the other end of the spectrum. But you guys are both doing the same thing. You got to get on Coastal, man, with the Side Hustle podcast. He's crushing it, man. I love Mike and Vince and everybody, all my New Jersey friends out that way. And shout out to another show in the industry. But let's do this really quick, man. We'll button it up. We'll get you back on the show before you know it. But where can people find if they want to reach out in the meantime and check out what you're doing?
Yeah, so right now, the only thing I have is Instagram, and that's at Bitchin Lawns. You can find me on Instagram, and I have email, and that's Paul at bitchinlawns.com.
And that's BITCHIN, right?
Correct. BITCHIN Lawns.
That's awesome. I love it. I was going to wait for you to make a joke, but it's just funny. I love it. Well, and it's good marketing too, dude. It looks good on your page. I keep up, of course.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to not be so afraid of the camera. For the longest time, I wouldn't even show my face, or I didn't like the way I sounded on the video, so I would just post pictures. But I'm starting to overcome that and thinking that it's a good thing.
Hey, well, you're at that perfect age, man. You know the 18-40-65 rule. Like at 18, you care about what everybody says. At 40, you stop caring, and then at 65, you realize nobody was thinking about you anyway. So
yeah, I kind of got to the point of whatever people think of me, it ain't even my business no more. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
No, I'm way harder on me than what anybody else says. So I give a crap what the world says, man. Like God bless, It's I'm way more of a critic than you'll ever be about me. So that's okay. I'll hold myself to a higher standard.
Our own worst enemies, that it's just given.
That's right. All those demons, you got to fight them off anyway, So anyway,
indeed.
All right, man. Well, cool. Well, hey, Paul, super appreciate you, brother. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I wanted to snag you really quick before you head out of town. And like I said, because after this, it's we could be off to the races up here in Michigan. Thank God. So I was like, hey, man, if it's not now, it might not be till June. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what? Yeah, anytime you ever want to get me back, just anytime. I will definitely make time for you. And if anybody else has anything, reach out. I am more than willing and happy to help in any way that I can.
Amen to that. Well, I know you might be more available, but I'm building a house here in about a month, and then I got a baby 5 weeks from now. So it's
Dude, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Have the T-shirt and embrace it.
I can't wait. But I'm like, hey, Paul, if I don't get you on now, bro, it might not be till August. You know?
No, you are fine, dude. Not a problem, man.
Love it, man. All right, brother. Well, hey, appreciate you. And guys, give him a follow. Check out Paul at Bitchin Lawns on Instagram and look him up and give him a follow. He's got some great stuff going on. And of course, much more coming down the pike. And dude, wish you all the best with the spring rush, brother.
Thank you, man. You too. Stay safe, man.
All right, you bet, bud. Well, hey, guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Let's kick it back over to Marty, Mr. Producer, and we'll button this thing up.
We love our industry and are always looking to maximize your production in the field. Ballard Products have over 350 products that can help you get the most out of your efforts every day. Whether you're looking to get a better cut, keep your gear on your machine, keep your expensive equipment clean and safe, or just get the most out of your machines, Ballard has you covered. Make sure to use Brian's 10 to save 10% off our complete line of gear. Jump on our easy-to-use updated website at ballard-inc.com to get your gear ordered today. Now get out there and make it your best year yet. Ballard. Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and one more thing. If you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you need our free email newsletter. It's delivered 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. Join our mailing list to stay connected to the world of lawn care and get exclusive access to the latest and greatest from Fullerton Unfiltered and Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead of the curve and elevate your lawn care game. Sign up now with the link we've provided in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.